Today we're going to be installing a Sharp or the Dole 13N-M150B B as in Baja television set here into the kitchen. And I'm recording this video with the audio from the onboard microphone on the Media Mod, which I have never used before. So I probably shouldn't be testing this on a kind of an important video, but hopefully it'll be okay. I can't imagine it'd be worse than the regular microphone. So I removed the old, well, they're both old, but I removed the other television set and I canceled out all this audio stuff because I never used it. So there's just no point in having it there. The speaker on this television set is adequate for watching a video anyways, so we just don't need the external equipment anymore. So we're going to have to add another power bar because we're going to need one bar for things that are on all the time, like the refrigerator, the cordless phone. Well, there's no cordless phone right now, but there will be soon. The weather receiver, etc. And then we'll have one that gets turned on and off, because I don't think that this should be plugged in all the time. I don't really trust this thing. It is metal, but I don't know. I'd just rather it not be on unattended. So we're going to do that. Since I have to pull the refrigerator out to plug in the bar, I figured this is a good time to clean the refrigerator condenser. I think it's been a year or two since I've done that. We'll just do it quickly. I'm not going to spend any amount of time on it like I did in the other video that was dedicated to doing that. I'll just take this light and put this up here for now. And so now that this is cleared off from those speakers, we can put, like, I could put some vintage kitchen appliances or something like that up there instead. Better use of the space. I'm gonna clean this off. This is all kind of grimy up here. Okay, let's pull the television, or not the television, the refrigerator out. Should have cleaned the floor in front of this first. I don't think that the floor is that dirty. That sound is probably coming from the back. It's pretty grimy back here. Okay, this is the network connection for the computer. We lost the time on that, but it's fine. I have to reset it for that stupid, dumb, clock-saving, wasting, garbage, trash thing we gotta do. Anyways, this has the infamous Russ's favorite plug on it, which is still under manufacture. Alright, so let's vacuum this out. We'll open up the fridge real quick, get that cleaned out. And then we'll get back to the original purpose of the video. feel like this is not working very well today, this head mount. I'm not sure if it's getting stretched out or what, but it seemed like it used to work a little better. I'm thinking I might try to get like a helmet mount instead. I'm not sure that'll be any comfortable, but it might be more reliable. Okay, I think we need, is it 1/4 inch? Yep. Yeah, this thing is definitely not working right. I gotta take a quick break to see what is wrong with this. That's a little better. I don't know, maybe it's just getting old and stretched out. Must have defrosted recently. There's some water in the bottom of there. The way this works is this. This is the defrost tube from the freezer, or I guess it's from both, and it fills this area with water, and then it evaporates from the heat of the condenser. So it's not very dirty, but we'll vacuum the fan blades and I'll blast this with compressed air, and it'll be good for another year or two. Let's see, this is, oh, it's only 4 amps, so it should be fine. This is going to make somewhat of a mess, but I'll try to contain as much of it as possible. They're all stripped out. Nothing but quality here. I'm actually surprised that this refrigerator is still running. I expected this to fail very quickly. In fact, none of the appliances in the kitchen have had any kind of problems thus far, which is really shocking to me. As much as I'd like to replace this with a vintage one, I want to do it on my terms, not on its terms. There's also some curiosity, how long will these modern appliances last if you actually take care of them? Most people never clean the condenser out, and then it breaks. But if you clean the condenser out, does it last? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out. And so far it's lasted 4 years. I think that's pretty good for something made today, made recently. Okay. Okay, we'll take this. Very windy out again. It's been windy for the last, I don't know, almost week now. Very, very windy. Okay, these two things need to not fall down. That would be very annoying if they do. These are tile spacers from putting the brick on. Okay, so this area is all clean, the refrigerator is all clean. I have a feeling this was not plugged into a bar for a reason. That's our reason. Okay, that's annoying. This should be plugged into bar because it's electronically controlled. That's annoying. So that kind of foils my plan with the bars. I guess I'll have to plug one of the bars into the other, even though that's allegedly forbidden. It's really just fine if you don't overload it. But I can't get the refrigerator into one of those bars, and that's why. And it's not deep enough here. Though I think the only reasonable workaround to this would be drill a hole through the floor, pass the cord down, and plug it in. Move this outlet downstairs and plug it in downstairs in the bar. But drilling through this floor is difficult because there's tile underneath this. Oh well, I'll go back in that on the bar. And if it breaks, we'll just have to replace it with a vintage one. really everything that's electronically controlled should be on a protector, but this is not physically possible in this scenario. That's getting caught on the cord for the power bar at this point. Alright, we'll leave it out about that much. I like to leave a little bit of space behind there for the air to move around. Alright, so now we actually got to clean the television set, and we got to clean up here because this is pretty grimy up here. This goes there, and this cord has to come up like this behind here. We'll keep the same computer. There's no reason to change it. This computer works fine. In fact, the computer now works fully because before the Spotify don't work on that anymore. So before, you know, playing music was one of the potential uses. Now it's really not because we don't have a good audio system here. So it's fully functional now because all it needs to do is play videos. I have to get the melamine foam up here. This we don't need up here. This will go. I might put that up in the studio. I don't know. Every set of speakers, and I've tried several I've put up here, never sounds good. Something with the acoustics of this area. So I don't think I'm ever going to put speakers up there again. Amazing. Absolutely amazing how well this stuff works. Clean this junk off the wall. I don't know what this is over here. It must be a scratch. Okay, this is clean now. Or as clean as it's gonna get. I've got to clean the set as well. It's pretty dirty. I'll have this looking like new in no time. This set's been around the block. It's definitely a little worse for wear here, but it still works, and we're going to use it for as long as it does. This is one of those very, very few things in the house that will likely never change. This is pretty bad in there. I'm not sure we're going to get that fully cleaned out. Well, maybe you will. Never underestimate this melamine foam stuff. It's working wonders here, as it usually does. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. I'm surprised this isn't more yellowed. This kitchen that this was in was very bright. A lot of sun exposure. Alright, that's good. Very clean now. It's a lot lighter than I would have expected it to be. I need to clean a cord off too, it's pretty bad. The remote is surprisingly clean, which is funny. Would have expected that to be the dirtiest part. This takes up very little space up here, which is nice because now we can put a fan up here too. It's always kind of top heavy, but I guess because the way the fridge is tilted, it's not bad. I was concerned it might be, you know, wanting to tilt forward, but since the fridge is kind of angled back a touch, it's not a problem. So we can actually bring it right to the end like that. Ouch. Good grief. That looks fantastic up there. Unfortunately, we do have to use these two things in the front, so you have to have the wire there, but it is what it is. There's no inputs on the back besides you know, the RF cable, which is of no use to me. Alright, we're gonna open up a new bar. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was on before I set up all this stuff and realized we had to go back in there for something. Okay, so we could put the computer like this, and it's slanted, which looks dumb, and we can put the bar here like that to turn it on and off. That might work. Yeah, that's easily accessible. Or we can put the computer horizontal and put the bar on top of it. No, I don't like that because then this is all sliding around everywhere. Alright, so we'll put it up like this. And this needs to go over here. Like that. We'll have to extend that so it's not so, so there's more slack. Okay. So this bar will turn on and off, and the other bar will stay on all the time. The audio we're going to have to do something about because we need mono. I might be able to do that digitally, we don't have to buy anything else. We'll see. Sense to just let that fall behind there. It might. Let's see. No, that's not really good. Alright, that works like that. I like that for the cables. Yeah, it really stinks that we have to have these cables up front here, but there is no other way to do it that I know of anyways. Maybe I could get different cables here so that this isn't like that. At least I have all this clunky stuff there. Okay, where's that plug for the weather thing? Okay, now for additional nostalgia, I'm going to go grab the fan that used to be on top of the refrigerator at my grandparents' house. This might be too much up here, I'm not sure. We'll find out momentarily. It is a bit much. Wonder how we can. I'm gonna switch to the tripod now. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to have the fan up there as well. Might be able to push this back a little bit in the summertime and bring that to the forefront like that. I think that would work. Probably could do it like that. But for now, we'll focus on the TV. Because it's cold out and we're not using the fan anyways. Alright, let's switch everything on and see if it works. Doesn't seem like anything's working. Is this transmitting? No, it doesn't look like this is transmitting. Alright, we'll have to fix that. It used to work. It worked a couple weeks ago when I tested it. Yeah, the TV itself's working fine. It's working. Trying to record CRT is almost impossible. Oh, that is so cool. Well, other than the lousy effect on the camera. Let me get logged into the computer. Alright, so let me see if we can get something for the audio. I'm pretty sure that you can put it to Might be under the ease of access center.
All lists in this section.
Where's the audio settings?
Start magnifier.
Don't tell me what to do. I forgot to plug in the network cable. I'm going to do a search, but it's not going to work because there's no network access. Well, at this point, we've determined that the setup works. If I need to go get a physical adapter and turn it into mono audio, that's not a big deal. But there's a good chance that there's some way to do this on the software side which won't cost anything. So I'd like to see if we can do that first, because we already got some money into this project. It was well worth it, but I don't want to spend any more. There's a number plug on this thing. Okay. Pretty content with the way the cabling is up here. It looks pretty decent. And it's not really visible from down below. Yeah, this is fine. I think we have to adjust the picture a bit. The right side of the screen is cut off. Oh, this is too low. There we go. Not that there's so much to see anyways because of the... Oh, now I need the remote. Oh, there it goes. Now it's working. I guess the batteries was kind of screwed up. I guess it did save. Maybe there's just no image positioning on this thing. It's not really a big deal. It's only cut off by a couple pixels, but yeah, it just barely cuts off the X. I don't know if a higher resolution will be better or not. Let's see. It's too small to see the text now. And that's not letting me put it back. What the heck? Oh, this is not good. It's not letting me put it back. Oh, shoot. I just messed up the computer. Hopefully if I unplug it and plug it back in, it'll give me that other default resolution that was smaller. it's not. Oh man. Why is it not giving me any options? What the heck? And this is an issue with the computer now. This is not a problem with the... Oh man, what am I gonna do now? I don't know why it's not giving me other choices. I think it's still the small resolution. No, is it back now? I think it's back to the way it was. I can't tell. I think it's still too small. Alright, this is getting annoying. I don't know why this is so messed up now. No, this is worse than it was before. The heck? Why is it not giving me any more options? That is so stupid and annoying. Do we not have a graphics driver? I'm going to uninstall the dumb graphics driver then. That's the resolution I want now. Maybe we gotta set the resolution in that box. That looks pretty decent, whatever that resolution is now. Alright, what resolution is this? 800 by 600 is kind of what I figured it might be. Let's see if it'll grab the driver automatically. Probably not. Doesn't even want to try. Let's see if it'll grab it through Windows updates. Run a new check. See what it comes back with. While that's doing that, let me see if there's an option on the box for oh, duh. There's the size. Okay, so we can probably fix that that way. That's probably the best option. Oh, we got one more optional update. Hopefully that's the graphics card. Yep, here it is. We'll grab that. I don't care about that. I just want to install the graphics card. I can actually read the text from across the room. It's clear enough to do so. It's a lot clearer than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be really just blurry and not good quality, but it's pretty decent. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we gotta deal with this. It's let me change the size, but not the position. Might just have to go with that. So there is no setting on there to change the resolution that I can see. Let's see what it comes back with. I think 800 by 600 is pretty good. I'd like it to stay that way. We'll have to see if we can force the resolution if it keeps changing back. Now it looks like it got small again. Yeah, it got small again. Now this needs to go back over there. So why this is not letting me change the resolution? That's very stupid. That is very stupid. Skip right past this stupid AI garbage. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can force a specific resolution. It is. It's just a little bit too small to read. That says check the NVIDIA control panel. This might have Intel graphics options on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, maybe this will have a better option for us. Let's go to Advanced. And just let me select. Nope, even this is only has one resolution. Why is it like that? That is so annoying. I've never had this problem before. This is a pretty common question on here, which is not a good sign. How do we force Windows 7 to change resolution? Say I want 800 by 600, which is the irony here. Alright, let's try plugging in the old screen. See if it'll give me some different options. Maybe we can trick it into using one of the other options that way. I don't know what changed, because it was perfectly fine displaying the other resolution previously. It doesn't really make any sense. Well, other than this, I'm pretty content with the setup. It's working good. There's batteries in there. Let's see what resolution we get this time. I think it's the same resolution, but at least now we have some different options. We can also try changing the cable too. Maybe sometimes the VGA cables get a little flaky. Alright, so now it's set to the resolution I want. Let's put it back. Nope, it just changed again. Stupid jerk. Stop changing the resolution without giving me a choice. Alright, I'm going to try changing the cable though. If it doesn't work, we'll change the whole computer. Something's weird about it. Different cable. Let's see what this cable does. Yep, same. We get a laptop. I don't understand why it's doing this. see if it does the same thing on this laptop. Of course, this is out of charge. We just need a couple seconds. Just need a couple seconds of operation here to see what resolution it grabs. Well, this is giving me all the options I want. Alright, we're going to throw out that computer and replace it. Because it's the computer. The computer is being a stupid idiot. I hate when computers do that. Well, alright, I gotta find a different computer now. Here's another computer. I don't know what's on this computer. Hopefully something useful. Let's see how this one behaves. Or if this one's going to be a piece of garbage too. What's the password on this one? Can't see what the hint is because the resolution is too high. Alright, this one's not being a piece of garbage. Fine, we'll just use this computer then. The other one can go fart in a bag if it wants to act like that. I would have rather used this one, but this one stinks. I'll have to reinstall the Windows. Okay, that might have just added like 25 minutes onto this project. The network cable fell behind there. Man. Oh good, it got caught. Ouch. That was close. I would have preferred to use the older computer, but I'm not dealing with that nonsense. Tired of it. Okay, so this is working fine. We'll just use this one. Now we gotta get this power cable out of here. That can go with that piece of garbage computer. This cable I stole from the projector in the other room. That can go back to there. This is very bulky. I didn't want to have something like this out here, but we don't have a choice. And I think this one Yeah, this stupid thing has no audio out the back. Well, this will just be a temporary. I don't want this model. I'll reinstall the windows in the other one and hopefully fix that. Still gotta find out the mono audio. Good, this one's not being a complete piece of garbage like the other one was. It doesn't seem like there's a good simple way to switch this to mono output, so we'll probably just ignore it for now, and if it seems like it's a problem, I'll just get a physical adapter. It'll be a lot less frustrating than trying to make it work on the software. I wish there was a way to change the positioning of this, because the whole image needs to move to the right and to the top a little bit, but I don't have those controls. So I think we'll just leave it right around that. That's pretty good. Alright, so this setup is complete. Maybe we'll change the audio hookup if that seems to be a problem. But I think for the most part, the stuff that we're going to be looking at on here is not going to be, it's not going to play music on here and you're missing a right or left track. I think most of what we're going to play on here is pretty much going to be the same. It'll be fine just hearing one side of it. Alright, so let's just play a video just for testing purposes.
Commercial Insurance offers affordable small business protection. You can receive discounts on commercial auto insurance for safe driving and paying, and get customized.
I've been asked, what's a power hacksaw? Well, it's a reciprocating dingus lopper on steroids. It's quite heavy. And it also basically predates, I don't know if it predates, but certainly has been made obsolescent by the bandsaw.
Yeah, the audio is perfectly fine on these speakers.
G'day folks, welcome to a little machinery update. This update is on my 9-inch South Bend lathe. I plan on doing little updates like this as I go along. Obviously not producing videos full time like I was planning. I'm currently back in full-time work as a fitter and turner working for a company, but I do still do the occasional odd job at home here and need my machines. So yeah, this lathe's going to be around for quite some time to come. The mill, I'm going to take it apart.
I think we might have a contrast issue here. It looks a little bit blown out. Let's clean this remote. The buttons are a bit sticky. There we go. Too bright, I think, is the problem. Nope, that's not fixing it. Maybe that's just the way this video is. This is a pretty good channel. The videos aren't usually blown out or overexposed. Here's a box BM. This one's a Holmes or a Holmes or the Home identical, which is actually really good for. I really do think from an objective perspective, it's pulling a lot of air into the back. You certainly feel a lot of air rushing into the fan. Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll call that good. The whites are a little bit bright, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so this setup is complete. This is working nicely. And then I'll just turn the bar off once this is done. Just make sure it comes back up properly. Yeah, that seems like it's going to be pretty reliable. All right, very cool.